Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh is the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorant calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or Ahaya. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorant calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya. And the Rakakadash is the Holy Spirit according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Honor brother Yawan, come back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying. So I have here this article I came across from entrepreneur.com, posted January 11th, 2023, and it's titled, How This Digital Currency Will Transform the World and Benefit Cashless Societies. Okay, so I came across this article um, that Esau Edom, so-called white man, put out to try to butter up the MOTB. Okay, so I'm gonna be going into a couple of key points in this article. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, all right, but I will put the link in the description box. So if brothers would like to go into it on their own, they'll be able to do so. All right. So despite common misconceptions, CBDCs offer unique value as vehicles for financial reform capable of improving the lives of those who need it most. Over the past couple of years, I have been working with my team at Broxis to develop the infrastructure necessary for central banks to deploy a digital version of their currency. While we have been doing this work and other projects have been engaged in similar endeavors, the dialogue around CBDCs has taken on something of a life of its own, colored by misconceptions about what central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, are and their purpose. At their essence, CBDCs are digital versions of a country's fiat currency. So they admitted right there that this is, they're switching the fiat currency, which is, that paper cash, all right, with digital dollars, okay? And this is going to be their way of ushering in the MOTB. This is another step and them getting closer to that are pegged at 1-1 ratio with the original currency. For example, if US were to release a CBDC that would be in the form of a digital dollar that is always equal to its fiat current counterpart. Okay, so a $1 CBDC is going to be equivalent to a dollar bill, is what they're saying. While CBDCs are related to cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, some key distinctions exist. CBDCs are by definition recognized digital legal tender. That means that unlike other similar digital assets like stablecoins, CBDCs carry the equivalent legal weight as fiat currencies. This is important as one of the main drivers of CBDC expansion is the shift occurring globally to cashless societies as more societies become increasingly cashless. And that the C19 is pretty much what ushered in them to have an excuse to go cashless, okay? Because they can use germs and trying to make it more sanitary for the people, all right? As more societies become increasingly cashless, the current economic infrastructure has struggled to support local and international economies. CBDCs are a potential way of solving these issues, and they think this is going to be their answer, okay, to their failing economy. And that's what they're going to use, and they're going to play on the minds and the emotions of the people, all right? Most of the disconnect has arisen from many perceptions concerning cryptocurrencies and the association of CBDCs having the public's eye with cryptocurrencies. The truth is, while cryptocurrency remain primarily speculative, CBDCs are something else entirely. Here, speculation plays no role. CBDCs, if instituted correctly, will be able to optimize financial systems that have grown outdated and been failing to meet the needs of the world's most vulnerable demographics from a financial perspective. While the value of cryptocurrency is often tied to future developments and use cases with CBDCs, the value is in the here and now. The utility of these digital currencies is something real, something that addresses shortcomings that are palpable around the world right now. I believe that the framework in which we discuss CBDCs need to change so that ongoing efforts to integrate this technology into the fabric of the world economy may come into fruition. And they're gonna, they're gonna dress it up however way, whichever way they can for now to try to get in the masses. Okay, and then when they're gonna, if people don't comply or want to get on board, then that's when they're gonna force it. Okay, but right now they're gonna try to paint it as as a savior. Okay, and this is what's gonna save us from our economy failing. This is this is gonna be the new way. Okay, so it says this next section: CBDCs and universal basic income. Social security systems of the 19th and 20th centuries have all required the construction of a significant state body to redistribute wealth. These bloated government structures have generally not been able to adequately assist the people who find themselves in more vulnerable spheres of society. To address this issue, an experiment was conducted in Finland that sought to provide a universal basic income, or UBI, to generally unemployed people. Rather than using a welfare model, benefits were given out in Finland through a $560 direct cash deposit each month. On the one hand, this provided direct support to those in need, and on the other hand, reduced the cost of collecting, accounting, and spending funds that run high in welfare programs. The final results of the Finnish experiment are now in, and the findings are intriguing. The UBI in Finland led to a modest increase in employment, greatly improved results in material well-being of recipients, and increased positive individual and societal feedback. CBDCs can be uniquely positioned to improve the performance of UBI programs, since most of the launch pilot projects and prototypes for CBDCs are focused on a 0% deposit rate, i.e., a situation where CBDCs are subject to inflation and depreciation. Central banks could gain more effective leverage in managing aggregate demand in the economy by collecting taxes and distributing part of them to UBI recipients. By issuing currency in digital form, central banks will be able to radically reduce the cost of the state to ensure the circulation of the national currency and social support for the population. All right. And I'm going to put this in there because I'm not going to go. I'm only touching on a few points, okay? The privacy debate, because this is something that, a lot of people, one of people's main argument is privacy led. So a common argument against CBDCs is their lack of privacy. However, this is only partially true. See, this is partially true. So they are telling you without telling you that they're going to be tracking and monitoring you. It can be shown that more centralized systems can be allowed, like your systems can allow more privacy than decentralized protocols. The bad privacy properties of Ethereum, in which states are made up of reused addresses, are widely known. In addition, users sometimes use uniquely linked domain names, making their transactions transparent to outside observers. There is a trade-off when designing decentralized protocols. Complete on-chain privacy can lead to an inflation problem within the protocol that cannot be tracked because the recipient and the quantities are not known. A sidechain like Liquid gets around this problem quite simply. No more bitcoins can be created inside the protocol than were received at the input. In a centralized system, one trusted oracle can be provided that determines the boundaries of the issue. Centralized solutions based on a command eCash could use more advanced cryptographic methods to hide counterparts and quantities and selective disclose the information at the request of parties involved in the transactions. In addition, there is no limitation on how privacy enhancing features can be implemented since they are not bound to decentralized protocols with limited network resources and free space on the blockchain. Okay, and pretty much they want to be able to track everything that people do. Okay, they want to monitor, track, and keep tabs on people. Okay, so I'm gonna post this in the description box. It's a very good read. I advise brothers to go read it. Let's get into some scriptures. Okay, I want to open up with the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And this is one of the main prophecies we're waiting to come to pass is the MOTB, because the CBDC is going to be the buying and selling aspect of the MOTB. All right, the Revelation 13:16. Okay, the CBDC is going to be the buying and selling aspect of it. Okay, and it's coming for an appointed time. There's the stage is being set for this mark. All right, we go to the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right, and this is going to be, because it's going to be a point in time where they try to make this mandatory that everybody get on this system. Okay, and it's going to, this is going to be the hour of temptation. Okay, because this is going to make it real tempting for the masses of the people. Okay, people's family going to be turned against them. All right, because cash is going to be worthless. You won't be able to use it. You're going to have this thing implanted inside you in order to function in society and to buy and sell and make purchases. Okay, let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed. And Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has been being exposed, all right, for years, all right, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth by the prophets. Okay, because the prophets are the mouthpiece of the Lord, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay, so the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is the men of Israel who Yahweh has set up, which the men of Israel, the Israelites, consist of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. You also have the Israelite foreigners who are likened unto the speckled bird, who look like the heathen nations, but their bloodline and lineage goes back unto Jacob. Okay, the men of the Lord that's out in the highways and hedges prophesying is the gospel. Though that's the mouth of the Lord. Okay, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. And they're the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, and that's where they get their majority of their power from is from Satan, and Satan gets it from Yahweh with all power and signs and lying wonders. Okay, and the MOTB is going to be a lying wonder, because they're going to use it, the so-called cure paralysis and all that stuff. Tell people your body can get enhanced by it, Blase squaze. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And a lot of people are going to get caught up in those lying wonders, okay, because they didn't receive the love of the truth, okay. Verse 11, and for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. They're going to believe that the MOTB and the CVEC is the way to go, okay, because Esau Edom's going to dress it up so nicely for these people, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And by you taking this thing, is, telling Yahweh Bashim Shai that you're making, this man and this beast system your God. Okay, that's who you put your trust in. You're not putting your trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's the highest form of idolatry. Okay, we go to Matthew chapter 24 and 24. This is Yahweh speaking. For there shall arise false anointings and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch, if it were possible, they will deceive the very elect. And that's right, the elect is not going to get deceived and get tricked by, how these damn devils are going to dress up this MOTB. Okay, they're not going to be able to fool the elect. And this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his thoughts, his evil schemes, his plots. Okay, all thanks to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. He, put it on our teachers, to break it down, and now we know what to do and what not to do. So I'm going to close out with the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, the tricks of the devil. Okay, the devil is, the adversary. Okay, and the adversary is Esau. So we gotta have faith and put all our eggs in the baskets of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. All right, we got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Shai, so that we can stand against the wiles of the devil. All right, so we won't get tempted in the day, in the hour of temptation. All right, stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith shall you be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. So we got to have faith, but we got to have all our faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. We got to pray. All right, we got to fast and pray and believe on him. So I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying, giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have learned the truth of the Bible from, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Abba Ball. Shalom.